Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back! WrestleMania weekend. I'm exhausted. I woke up early, went to bed early. There was just a lot to think about. I went to bed, Delta. I'm telling you this. I went to bed salty. I woke up salty. So, you know
I
why?
would
You know why I'm
exhausted.
salty, and you know why I'm salty.
Oh yeah.
So,
Anyone who was there last night during our live stream will attest that you were salty as well.
ah, so fucking salty. But it was not a bad mania. I
No.
definitely, I had a good time. Watching it with the people in Alex's Discord, but letting everybody know going forward, I will try to be hosting the watch parties in my Discord. We watched it in Alex's Discord because that's where like, the wrestling fans are, but now we're gonna steal them and bring them to ours, so we
Yes,
can
we
watch them
are.
over there. As the sign behind Delta says, you know.
No Alex is allowed. God damn it.
Exactly. How did you enjoy WrestleMania, Delta?
I thought it overall was a good show. There was some stuff in the middle I thought was kind of lackluster. Thought that it did fail to live up to the hype, but overall the show was really, really good, especially the last two matches. So
Yes. Oh yeah. It was very crazy how this was a 6 hour event. It went by real fast. And I think honestly, the fact that it went by fast means we were entertained.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
was that's what I was shocked with. Like the last match was over an hour long, and it ended up being going by pretty quick. I was like, holy crap, we're over an hour into this match already. That's insane. I'm
yeah.
sorry if I sound exhausted. I'm exhausted still from last night. I don't know. I'm not really up and at it at this point. It's like, but I'm just like, it was such a eventful
Yeah.
night last night.
Did you manage to get some sleep or did you stay awake?
I did. I went to bed probably around like 1 last night. So
Ah, okay. I
yeah,
went to bed around like 12ish or so. I just what chocolate? No, I don't got no more donut holes for you.
no more donut holes for you,
Sorry, the
Delta.
husky keeps asking. Well, I do have donut holes for him, but I'm not gonna
Is
just.
he growling?
He's giving me. Well, he's giving me that like bellowing where he's just like like I want more,
No.
please.
What a whiner. What a
Yeah. So that
whiner.
thing like is his first whine. He doesn't he goes. That's his way of saying please, and I'm just like no,
No.
please no. But yeah, no. If I give him a bowl of food, I serve it to him and I put it on the ground. He's like, ah! He's like, mom, mom, mom. He starts munching on it. And if I put my hand close to him, he goes, arr!
Sorry, get away from my food.
He's like, yeah, I got away from my food. But the best part is he growls at kids. I'm like, yes, keep him away from me. Anyway, back to Rathlin. Back to Rathlin. All right, the hash is hitting, so I'm litten. So here we go. We're gonna start off. WrestleMania opened up with Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. This went the way I wanted it to. A little too competitive for my liking, to be honest with you. I would have rather Rhea just absolutely annihilated Becky,
Same.
but it was still decisive enough that I felt she dominated. So I was like, okay, let's go, Rhea Ripley. Fucking Becky Lynch. I don't know what to tell you. Go take some time off, eat plenty of sandwiches, eat lots of chocolate, and then come back. Because
I want to point out. I want to point out. Apparently, Becky supposedly came out there with 102-degree fever throughout the entire match. Supposed to walk 20
whoa,
minutes of a match. So credit to Becky on that.
where'd you
For
hear
one
that?
thing, I heard that's from the reports that were saying that she had a 102-degree fever. She still went out
Oh,
there and did that
I
match. And
absolutely
supposedly,
take back all my criticism. Wow, holy shit.
yeah, so that's why I figured I'd make that note of it. And also, just like to point out, and I don't know if it's legit or not, but like I guess during the commentary, they made a note that she had her arm in a sling earlier in the day. So I don't know if it's legit or not, but just wanted to make a note of that. To credit to her, come out there and still pull off a very stellar match because I did not like. I figured it was gonna be a squash, like you
Yeah,
said. I
yeah.
figured it's gonna be a squash right off the bat, and we're gonna keep moving on, moving forward with Rhea stepping up to the next level because at that point she's beaten Charlotte, she's beaten Becky, so she's at that level now with them, if
Yeah.
not higher, depending on the circumstances how you look at things. But to credit though, wanted to make like a credit to make notes about Becky going out there in those conditions. So and she still pulled off a good match at the end of the day.
You know what?
And
Yeah, absolutely. That news is blowing me away. I'm like, wow, really? I was like, I felt because she looked off. Not just like, I mean, I've been very critical of her appearances recently, but knowing that she did all that during a fever is like, all right, shout out to her. You know,
Yeah.
these
Fever
wrestlers are
and
something else. They can push through like the craziest of conditions.
she had a fever and 100-degree, I guess like a sore throat. Apparently, I guess the cold conditions really got to her out here.
She wrestled basically with like a flu or a cold of some sort, so that's okay,
Yeah.
Now Rhea, great. Now she's gonna get Rhea sick.
Yeah, that's fine. Mommy needs some time off after.
Dominic's gonna have to make her soup and everything. I would actually like a Dominic and Rhea Ripley like 6 segment where he's taking care of her.
That'd be awesome, actually.
It would be funny if they did it right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was decisive as fuck. I'm very glad Rhea won. Rhea came out with a wicked entrance. It was awesome. I at first I was like, am I gonna cringe to this? But no, the music bumped pretty good. I was like, all right. I was like, they hit it they hit it well. They did it good. They definitely went all out for Rhea, and she looked amazing with the pink highlights on her eyes.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Dude.
her, not just her eyes, but her whole outfit had little bits of pink in there. It was like she looks phenomenal, especially with the long hair. It really plays.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. She looked absolutely terrific, and she beat Becky Lynch in a good way. So I was satisfied with that. The next was a pretty entertaining match. Few botches, but it didn't take away from it, and that was the 6-pack tag team ladder match. And it was confusing. I'll admit it was a very confusing match at first because I was like, do you have to get both belts to win? Oh no, the match ends after both belts have been taken off. But can teams go for more than one belt, or the team who wins a belt has to exit the match, or you know?
You made that comment to me, and I was like, I had to clarify it during the match. It was like, yeah, both belts had to be pulled in order for this match to end, so they could get both belts. They could.
I figured that's how it would have to go because, like, I was like, it wouldn't make sense why. But it was an interesting way to compete for the tag titles. There was a spot that was botched, and Damian Priest clearly got pissed off about it. But I forgive him for this spot because the ladder looked like it was chewed away at the leg. I don't know what happened to that ladder, but. Yeah,
it fell apart. I don't know what was the deal with that thing. I thought like, oh man, I feel bad for Priest. Remember, like, because Priest was trying to do that move, and then like all of a sudden the thing just started falling apart. It's like, oh no.
He wanted to go for like, I don't know, what was it, a choke slam or something? But
yeah.
But you could tell like they weren't able to complete it because the ladder did not have the support from the bottom. I would have just like not even bothered to get on that ladder. I would have like. I mean, I don't know. Like, you got to think on the spot creatively what you could do in that situation, right? Mm-hmm. But now, like, I'm looking at these ladders. I'm like, wow, they're made out of wood. They're just painted silver. I remember when they used to use actual ladders, like real ladders.
What was I gonna say? That was the biggest spot though that you can make note of though is Tommaso Ciampa though.
Oh my god!
I was like blown away when I saw him do that slam off the top of the
dude.
Ladder. Holy shit!
That
landing went down. That looked rough on both ends.
Yeah, dude, that's just like if you botch that, your fucking spine could be dislodged. It's insane. Wow, dude, when I saw that spot, I was concerned for both boys. I was like, please be alive. Your organs, oh my god. You know, but they pulled it off. Like, Tommaso is a professional. They're professionals for a reason, you know. I trust them. It was a highlight of the night for sure. Like, that bump looked insane. So right, the winners of the SmackDown titles, right?
Yeah.
Let's get to those.
Was Waller and Austin Theory.
Waller and Austin Theory, which we all fucking hated, obviously.
Well, it was so abrupt. It was so abrupt when they got those belts. And I was like, really? That's it? Like,
I think it was a botch.
It was like 3 minutes into the match. It's like, really? This early on, we're gonna get these belts to these guys? Like, okay, I guess. That's
did you notice the referee tapping the leg of Damian Priest? She was tapping his leg really fucking hard. I don't know if you noticed it.
Yeah.
But the 800s guy in our group chat was telling us that that's time, like he messed up a timing or something. Because I mean, again, like you said, when Truth and Miz won, it felt abruptly. It was like, okay, that, or not. I mean, sorry, Waller and Austin, when they won, it felt off, right? It was like, okay, I think maybe there was a timing issue there. I mean, and then the ref tapping the leg, yeah. But anyway, and then the second set of tag titles was won by Truth and Miz, which we were happy about, I guess, you know.
We were happy about it because, like, the pop that Truth got probably was the biggest pop of the night outside of Sammy and obviously the main event. You know, like, he had the biggest pop. Truth, I swear to God, like, he has the crowd at the palm of his hands right then and there. Every time he does something, the crowd feeds off of it. And it's so great to see finally Truth get his moment at WrestleMania, get a fucking championship for once in his career. So that's amazing to see.
Well, we can't forget about Lil Wayne, right?
Dude, Lil Wayne.
Yo, I am so glad his segment was short.
Oh my god. Thank God that was over quick.
Bro, Lil Wayne could not fucking vibe live at all. He was I was like, this is awful.
He's probably used to, like, going out there, like, in a charged stance to go out there and perform live, if anything. And he didn't know how to vibe with the wrestling audience. I
mean, dude, like, it was just not, I don't know. Like, it was not Lil Wayne's night. I was like, and I'm really glad they cut it short. He only got out there for, like, what, 20 seconds? It was like, whew, okay, I'm glad that's over with. That was quite cringe. Anyway, so, yeah, but Truth winning with Miz, that was a great moment. R-Truth playing the great comedy segments, like, you know, thinking that he had to be tagged in. I mean, it was great. You know?
I love, that's what I love about it too. I love him and Miz together because, like, Miz has to, like, you definitely tell Miz, like, it gets annoying, but he feeds off that too. Like, he's got to, like, play into it in order to have Truth, like, actually perform at his best. It's so great to see that.
Oh yeah, their chemistry is just perfect. Like,
it's so good.
They go hand in hand. So anyway, that was a great ending. Then we have Rey Mysterio and Andrade defeated Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I didn't really pay attention to this match, I'll be honest with you. I was back and forth doing stuff, attending with some guests that showed up, giving them food, taking the dogs to the bathroom around that time, getting beer. I was in and out of it, but you know, there were some spots that were a little stupid, like the double 619, things like that.
Yeah.
There was some cool athleticism here. Zelina Vega is cute as fuck. She's cute, but she's really tiny and shouldn't be out there. Poor thing. It's gonna get hurt. I don't know. Wasn't really invested in it, but I'm guessing I'm guessing most people were glad Rey Mysterio won because you know, send the fans home happy with the baby face winning something.
Yeah, it was kind of like whatever. Like I told you, like when we were talking about it leading up to the match, I was like, I thought we were going to see Carlito make his turn to become a heel again because I felt like they were kind of alluding towards it on SmackDown when Dragon Lee got hurt, and I felt like, you know, it looked like Carlito wanted to get in the match, and he was hoping to God that, like, he'd take out, you know, Dragon Lee in order to get in the match, and ended up picking Andrade instead after, you know, Andrade made the face turn right there. So it's like Carlito's like, what the fuck? And so I was hoping he would turn on him right there in that match, and it would have been so cool to see him being a heel because I think Carlito's way better as a heel than a face personally. That's just my thoughts on things.
No, I mean, you're right because I knew it wasn't gonna go. There wasn't going to be an interesting run for Carlito when they changed his theme song for no reason. I was just like, why did they do that? His old theme song was iconic. It was so memorable. I miss it so much, right? So and now he's just kind of like a background character, and he just looks kind of... Yeah, it looks like he's just going to be there to, like, be support character of some sort. Which really sucks because of all of the people, because of everyone in that ring tonight in the LWO match. He's like the most charismatic. I think he's the best on the mic, and he's got a good like in-ring move set. I don't know. I think he is like next to Rey Mysterio, like and Dom, like one of the most talented people in that ring. So I hope they do more with him. But anyway, whatever. It felt like a like a SmackDown match, really, didn't it? Like,
It really did feel like a SmackDown match. Even like the women's triple or the 6-man, all 6 women tag match. That felt like even like a bit
oh
of
right, yeah. Oh, but hold on.
a SmackDown or a house show match.
Next was easily the most underwhelming, under-delivered match of the night, and that would be Jay versus Jimmy. That match, man, I don't know. It really sucks. Like, it's brother versus brother, but like nobody really cared.
There's no build for it. That's what I was sucked about it. It's like I told you, there was so many. When we were talking about previous weeks, like there's so many ways you could have built this thing up to be a really big, monumental storyline without even involving a belt. I think it would have been a great storyline between the two. But it just like made no sense to the build up leading up to this match. They're not on the same show together. You're not pulling Jay to go build up his character, going to other, shows to build himself up. You're still just keeping Jimmy in the background as part of the bloodline. He's not having like himself have his own storyline and building himself up as a singles type of competitor. He's just like, it feels like he's just a lackey now. A full. It was just, I don't know. I don't like how seeing Jimmy get himself reduced down to just basically being a lackey now. And Jay has been building himself up as main event Jey Uso, which is by all means he's done a great job with it. But I feel like it was only one sided throughout the whole back and forth of one's getting a better treatment than the other one.
Yeah. Monday night, Jay's gonna, like, Sami Zayn's gonna come out for Celebration. Jay's gonna come out and be like, Oos, I want the chance at that belt, Oos! And I bet you anything's gonna be Jay versus Sami for the first title defense on Raw for that belt.
Probably.
I bet Sami's gonna have an Intercontinental Championship match with Jay on Monday for that belt. I don't know. I think it would be. I would like to watch that match. But anyway, yeah, nothing about this match really stood out to me. What about you? Like, I mean, it was very cliche. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about brother versus brother matches, but the only one that was ever, like, they're never really good unless it was like Bret Hart versus Owen. That was a good brother versus brother.
That was probably the best one.
But Kane versus Undertaker all 3 times sucked. It wasn't very good. Undertaker versus Kane was not good. Matt versus Jeff was also very underdelivered, undercooked, underwhelming. So, oh, what else? What another brother versus brother match we got was, God, what else? What was another brother versus brother match we got? Whatever. Let's not think about all of them.
Either way,
I was just gonna say, they don't ever turn out too well. And yeah, like I said, the crowd could not get into this one. I couldn't either. I was glad it was relatively short for the most part. They didn't hog too much time. Then Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, versus Naomi versus Damage Control. Well, the right people won here. I think Jade Cargill needs that first W at her first Mania appearance. That's good for her. Naomi's ass looking fine. Naomi's got a fine ass. And Damage Control looked good. It was alright. I don't know what it was doing here, though, to be honest. I don't think this was a Mania-worthy match. This is something you will see on SmackDown, like we mentioned earlier. A lot of SmackDown matches, right?
Yeah.
So, Alright, the next match, though, was, honestly, not even Gunther's best title match. Not even close to one of his best title matches.
No.
Which made the defeat so underwhelming, and I'm salty about it still. And that was Sami Zayn defeating Gunther. A lot of people feel Sami deserved it. I see why they think Sami deserved it. I don't think Sami deserved it because, like, Sami's character has straight up just been losing for a while now.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he dethrones Gunther, and he has a Hulkamania, like a hulking up moment in this match that was just ridiculous. It was just so over the top, silly.
We kept saying that too throughout the whole thing. It's like he's hulking out right now. He literally is hulking out. Like he went from because they kept saying like leading up to the match of the promos and like you're at your best when you're at your most desperate moments. And like they literally had him hulk out in front of us. So.
Yeah, and Sami Zayn took like 6 power bombs, which like I don't think like Gunther has ever needed more than 2 power bombs to beat someone.
Yeah.
He even gave him a splash. It was a very stupid moment. But I will say though, that Brainbuster was a beautifully delivered by Sammy. That was a really brutal looking Brainbuster, but you could tell Sammy protected Gunther very well when he did it.
Oh
But it looked sick. But a Brainbuster and 2 Helluva kicks and Gunter's out.
yeah. That Brainbuster must be really super effective.
It was just so stupid, though. Like, and storytelling wise, it was really dumb. But the craziest part was, like we mentioned it before the stream, was the announcer nearly crying, announcing that he won.
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah,
Yep.
Samantha Irving nearly crying as she announced that he won. She was emotional about it. Michael Cole made a comment on it too. It was, I guess, it was a WrestleMania moment for sure. That's what I'll say. It was a WrestleMania moment, but it was not. It was not really well thought out, and it was so like. It was not even like one of Gunther's best matches. It was not my favorite way for him to lose. Like when he lost the belt to Dragunov, it was a brutal match, right?
It was a brutal match, especially like you see Isla Dragunov fighting up Tony D'Angelo today on not today but yesterday during NXT Stand Deliver. You see why it was brutal because Dragunov is a brutal man.
Dragunov he's a hard hitting person in the ring. I know when he goes to the main roster, he's gonna have to tone it down. They all do, even Gunther. But seeing Sammy pull out the Brainbuster was pretty cool. It was like a very like special occasion. So he had.
I don't think he's done that move since 2004. So it's been 20 years since he's done that move.
No way.
So
really?
I want to say.
I'm sure he did it in NXT.
I could be wrong.
Sure, he did it in NXT. I'm sure, or he's done it. I think he used to do it as El Generico all the time.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's where it came from. Is when his run as Generico. I think that's the last time he done it. It was on there.
No. What did you think of the overall match? The decision made, everything.
Like I was like initially, you and I were not happy with it, but I think overall, like it makes sense. Like either they do it here. Honestly, the more thing I thought like if you're not gonna have Gunther lose here, then have him lose over in the next following match, the next following pay-per-view, which is gonna be in I think Berlin. I think that's where Backlash is at, right?
Oh, if he had lost it, if he lost in Berlin, that would have been insane.
Yeah, it'd be a very noteworthy loss right there. A very monumental location. So it would have been interesting to see that there. But I understand if either they want to do this here, they want to start up a new era because we did see, the opening of WrestleMania with a new intro. It's totally different than it was before. So I could see why they just want to start up a new foot with a new era with Gunther now being done. He had a 666-day run as Intercontinental Champion, the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship ever. So they want to move on to the next step with him and put him in the main event now. So
he's not going to hold a world title anytime soon. He's not.
I don't know. I
mean, but to be honest, I can't think of anybody else worthy of holding the world title. I can't. Other than The Rock.
If Cody wins tonight, if he does win tonight, I could totally see Gunther being the next opponent. I could see it because Roman's not going to be there for the next fight.
But Gunther,
Roman's going to take the summer off. Basically, you're going to have some villain out there. What better than him?
It's just kind of crazy that Gunther battled every single person, and like the one person he couldn't beat was Sammy. Fucking Sammy.
You're still, I say, people, you're listening to this right now. This is a man that's still salty from the previous.
I am so fucking salty about it. I'm just like, holy shit. I was like, after everybody I've seen him beat, everything I've seen this dude go through is like, oh great. It's fucking Sami Zayn.
You and I both agreed. You and I both agreed that a better choice would have been having Chad Gable beat him.
Yeah, because Chad Gable's story made sense.
It made sense. Story-wise, it makes sense. However, we're going to WrestleMania, and I like Chad Gable a lot of this, but Chad Gable does not sell tickets compared to Sami Zayn.
Maybe
that's probably why.
Maybe, yeah. Well, yeah. Sammy's a merch seller and everything. It could also be that. To be fair, it could also be that they want to build Sami Zayn as this character who ends reigns, because he did it with the Usos. He did it with Gunther. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
that's true. Fair point. Yeah,
maybe
really good thing.
maybe now they're trying to build him up as this guy who's like, oh, better watch out. Sammy's known for ending like historic reigns, because this is the second historic reign he has ended. So could be his thing, you know? Maybe that's what they're trying to build. I think it's a cool character thing, but I don't know. It felt like Gunter's title reign should have been ended to someone who has a future, and I think like if Chad had won it, that would have been like the biggest rub for Chad. You know, it would have been crazy. Like, and then his girls wouldn't be crying anymore. Damn it! But I wanted to see a child cry tonight. Damn it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's move on. I'm gonna have to move on. There's a hole in my heart, man.
Well, I said again, I just feel like that's the main reason why. That's solely the reason why Sammy, in my opinion, is the reason why he was there and not Chad Gable, because Chad Gable can't sell tickets, and I feel like him being a trainer was kind of like the middle ground for the P's fans. That yeah, we don't have Chad here, but Chad will train him, in order to be the way that how he wins, because Chad almost was this close to beating Gunther. So,
I mean, to be honest,
way to have him train him.
I mean, the fact that it was like a clean pin, though. Like, I mean, I could have seen Sammy winning, doing like a low ball thing, because
but then that cheapens Sammy, though.
Well, no, that's within. That's what.
Don't you want to have a historic reign of Gunther not end on a cheap win?
No, well, yeah, but the thing is, Sammy is also. Well, Sammy does win cheaply. Has a history of winning cheaply before.
He does, but do you want to have this reign, though, in particular, win on a cheap win?
No, but it kind of makes it, but it makes it more believable, I guess, if he cheated. But because like, it's still not a believable win to me. But that's like that's really the only reason I have a problem with it. It's just like because Brock Lesnar was originally supposed to have that match. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. We both wanted that match.
Like that match, it was supposed to originally be Lesnar. It's like, here's the next best thing, Sammy. I'm like, what?
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw the scrum last night. Someone asked Triple H, "Where is Brock Lesnar?" And he says, "Brock Lesnar is still with the WWE. He's just back home right now."
Yeah, that was an interesting answer. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw that. So we're gonna have. So that's interesting to me. It means like the company has not completely disowned Lesnar. So yeah, there's still an opportunity for him to come back.
I think they're just investigating things more.
Yeah. I mean, but the chances we see him back in the WWE ring are pretty high. I think so.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. But anyway, next let's move on to the main event, which was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I was a little underwhelmed with the match at first, but then it picked up a bit. But like, there's a couple of points you and me were like, did The Rock forget he's in a tag team match? Or
there was some he was standing outside the ring the entire time while this shit's going on, and Roman's trying to deal with all this bullshit. I'm like Rock, you realize you're in the match, right, brother? You don't sit there on the sidelines.
There was a second. There was a second in the match where it was like solid 5 minutes of The Rock just watching Roman get his ass kicked. Standing on the outside, he's like just watching him get his ass kicked and not even offering to tag him for a reason.
People like to dog on Roman for not doing a lot of shit. That motherfucker was carrying that match.
He did carry. Yeah, I'll admit he carried that match for sure this time around. The Rock, the Rock really didn't do a whole lot this one. It was pretty surprising. I mean, he took a rock bottom through the announce table. That was a pretty cool spot for him to take, I guess. But it was quite an underwhelming victory, wasn't it? It wasn't.
No, I still think it was good.
I mean, do you think like the whole point of it was like the people's elbow just hits that hard? Yeah.
I like to think they try to make The Rock like how he is. He's the final boss. He's supposed to have impactful finishers that actually will take you out.
So. He's supposed to be very hard to also pin. Yeah. And he pinned Rhodes. Honestly, it's good because like The Rock has to keep his mystique of being like a strong one of the stronger opponents up, because his last run in the WWE, he beat Cena clean. He beat CM Punk clean. Well, he only lost to Cena one time. that was like his last loss. So I guess he has to maintain that aura. Anyway, it was you could tell the crowd was freezing their asses off by this time. It was pretty cold
This
out there.
time they were freezing their ass off from almost like the first hour into the 6 hour mark.
Dude, they were
After
standing
the first
out.
hour, they were quiet as fuck for the most part.
They were standing out in the cold for fucking
Yep.
6 hours, dude.
That's what I was saying. Everyone was making that comment like, "Oh, whatever. It's like 50 degrees." Like, bro, imagine sitting out there for 6 hours in the cold. Let me know
I
how you
will
think,
say
man.
though, 55 is pretty comfortable.
It is comfortable, but 6 hours in, that 55 gonna feel like 40 something.
No, I think where they got quiet was when it reached 30s. I think it dropped to the 30s at one point, didn't it?
No, I got to the low 40s though.
Low 40s. Honestly, that's not that bad. I mean, I
The
do.
wind chill though, I don't know.
I mean, like there was people said it was like only 13 miles per hour wind. That's not bad at all either. So maybe it wasn't that cold. Maybe they were just that bored. Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, to be honest, that Sami Zayn Gunther match, it was gonna be kind of hard to top that as a Mania moment, you know, because that was.
I still think they were still on their feet for the most part for that main event. I thought they were good, especially compared to like the fucking previous 3 matches prior to that. Like they were pretty bored for all those matches up until Gunther's match. They were pretty bored. Like the Uso match, they were bored. The 6 women tag match was boring for them. The fucking Dominic Mysterio match and Rey Mysterio match, that was boring for them for the most part. So it was like the crowd just wasn't feeling it. But it is what it is. When you're freezing your ass off and your mind's not really in there to keep cheering on. But
Yeah, I
don't blame
mean,
them.
I will say though, Roman's when The Rock sold Roman's spear pretty fucking well this match.
Yes, he did. He looked like he shit his pants after getting hit with
Yeah,
that thing.
he sold the power of Roman's spear on him. It was like the only move that really made The Rock go the whole night. So,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? What did Seth Rollins come out wearing? Delta.
You and I were both thinking the same thing just now. Like, what the fuck was that? He looked like he got like a fucking bow on his fucking left shoulder. No, it's the right shoulder.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You look like a goof out here, bro. You're trying to act like that's like. All right, listen. I love Seth Rollins as a worker. I think he's a fantastic worker. But man, brother, I need you to tone down the outfits you wear, especially when you're like leading up to this match. You're saying like the future of the company is at stake here. Maybe you should take it a little bit serious when you don't come out here looking like a fucking joke and a big clown, basically. With
Looking
that
like a
outfit on.
fucking, he looked like a goddamn goof. It was ridiculous.
You might as well come out with clown shoes at that point.
Dude, I mentioned at one point he looked like a piece of furniture in a haunted house. Like I was just, he looked wild. I don't know what it was, but like imagine being The Rock and having to stand in the ring with that on the other side. Like what the fuck? The Rock looking like a fucking total badass out there. Roman looked like a badass, and their opponents are Cody Rhodes, who looks like he should be playing a gay character. To be honest, I wouldn't mind. Go ahead, do it. Actually, turn Cody gay. It would be pretty interesting. And Seth Rollins, who is I'm sure I don't know what the fuck he's wearing. That looked atrocious. That was like one of the worst Mania outfits I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Like, I'm sorry, like people that listen to this, like if you didn't watch it, you had to see like how bad Seth looked, and like even Cody to the extent like kind of like gimmicky with the alongside with it. It seemed like The Rock and Roman came for business, and these two are just like look like a bunch of clowns.
I know, dude. Oh, I will say though, they went all out with The Rock's entrance, and then Roman's entrance was pretty plain. But like you said, I think night 2, Roman's gonna get like a spectacular entrance.
I think so too. I think they're both. I think both Cody, Seth, and Roman will get their spectacular entrance. So Brock was the only one that came out with the one because he's not going to be wrestling, so it makes sense.
But but The Rock's entrance was crazy. I mean, to be fair, The Rock barely wrestled this match, so he is in his 50s, so he shouldn't have to be taking too many bumps. But
For a guy in his 50s, he did pretty good though.
taking the announce table spot in his 50s was impressive. So I was like, okay, I'll give him that.
And he sold the fuck out of every move that was getting hit on him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's still really good at what he does. But like The Rock looks like even crazier now than he did in his youth. Like he just looks way more like jacked and godlike. It's hard to describe.
That's the thing is like you see all right. I'm just seeing the like Cody and Seth look like a bunch of clowns, and you see Roman and The Rock standing next to each other, and that aurora around them, basically.
Yeah.
Seeing the two, it's like two Greek gods.
I know, right? Dude,
versus these two clowns, right?
I know.
These two. I'm gonna sit there as a mindset as the viewer, like, maybe we shouldn't give these guys the wins the next 2 nights.
Now, I think there was a moment there where the crowd actually booed Cody.
They did.
They booed Cody when he stopped The Rock from doing the people's elbow.
He did the Cody cutter. When he did the Cody cutter and stopping the people's elbow, they booed him. I'm like, it felt like kind of reminiscent back when he went against Hulk Hogan with The Rock.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of like thinking, oh, The Rock's gonna get cheered here. No, Hulk Hogan got cheered, and now The Rock's getting his flowers here, and everyone's cheering on The Rock, and everyone's booing Cody now.
Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. It's just, but no, for real, like, The Rock and Roman look like stars, and Cody and Seth look like fucking male model rejects.
And then the full timers versus the part timers.
I know. It was absolutely hurt, and the part timers did pretty well. I will say though, Roman can walk and pace and punch all he wants. He's got leukemia. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so if he wants to slow walk all the time, I don't care. It's fine.
Again, everyone dog shits on Roman's run and like saying that he does the same shit over and over. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna just call it here. If he loses tonight, y'all gonna get post-nut clarity in a month or so and realize when Cody has that belt on him that this run is not special. You guys are gonna regret Roman's run, you know, and getting rid of it, and you didn't appreciate what you had going right then and there. And so you'll never get another run like that ever again. Not for a very long time at least.
No, yeah, the belts are gonna go back to being hot potatoed. But Roman and Gunther added a lot of prestige to the belts that they carried.
They did.
And I bet you think Sammy's going to lose that belt fast.
I think so too.
I think he's probably going to drop the belt to, honestly, Bronson. I think so. I think Bronson's going to get the belt, to be real. I saw someone upload...
I hope not.
I saw someone upload footage where he does his, fucking clothesline. And like the ring like fucking moves a bit. Just
you talking about Braun Breaker? Yeah, that thing was ridiculous.
Yeah. Breaker. Braun Breaker. Fucking my mind dazed there for a second. But I mean, I think like he would look great with. I mean, like if Sammy was to have to wrestle him, it's. I don't think Sammy's winning that one. That guy looks fucking wild. We'll see.
I can see a U.S. Championship run for Braun Breaker beforehand. I think so.
Yeah. And anyway, so yeah, The Rock wins via the People's Elbow. A very slowly delivered one too, which I liked because it showed like The Rock had total control of the night, which was wild. Roman and him, like there wasn't really any dissension, even though he accidentally speared The Rock. The Rock didn't it didn't cause him to lose the match or anything, you know?
Yeah, it didn't question Roman, didn't all of a sudden have them fall apart. None of that. So they still kept it business and they kept the task at hand then. So
yeah, the story. That moment where The Rock stops the ref, he's like, "If you count to 3, you're fired."
Yeah, he's like, if you count, you're fired or something like that. I was like, that's awesome.
I was like, get it, Rock.
Yeah.
Honestly, I fucking loved it. I loved how I'm sorry, I can't view Roman and The Rock as bad guys. I'm sorry, like Cody can't be a man who's dying of cancer. What? He can't
see that.
What did Monley say? He's like they have the advantage of Roman having cancer and they can't beat him. Oof.
Molly's though.
Molly goes crazy, but
He goes way too far sometimes with it. God damn.
and then they have like, dude, they have the advantage. A 50-year-old man and a man on leukemia, and they can't beat him. And it's funny. The Rock came out there with his own belt. I found it very comical that The Rock was like, I have a belt too. Hey, The Rock has a belt now. He comes out with one too. I like how they made both The Rock and Roman look like they're both champions. What did you think of that? That was weird, wasn't it? That was a little weird. It was a little like, it was a little too like, I don't know, egregious of The Rock. It's like, oh, I can't go out there looking like I don't have gold. I'm like, bro, you're not the champion.
I mean, if you watch the Hall of Fame, like he got that belt from Muhammad Ali's wife. So
oh, right.
That's the thing. It's like I understand why he did it. It's like he's the people's champ. That's the people's champ's belt. So.
I mean, I get that, but like, I don't know. Like Roman
put in a trophy. You felt it was gonna be put in a trophy case, and that was never gonna be used ever again.
Well, I mean, like it's Roman's the champion, so it feels a little like disrespectful to the champion. You know what I mean? To like come out there with like a not an actual champion belt. Although that belt does have sentiment, right? But it's just kind of like, it's like The Rock didn't need to come out with a belt. You know, like we should all highlight that the champion is Roman and no one else. You know,
also feeds into his character being the final boss, being an egomaniac type of deal, to come out with the belt that he has personally made for him.
Yeah, it is a pretty sick looking belt, but you know,
it does.
Yeah. And like you said, Roman's belt has kind of grown a little on me, like its look. I'm not the biggest fan of how like the WWE logo is the whole belt, but
I agree.
Like,
I hope that changes with Cody if he does take the belt. I hope that it does change back to the winged eagle or something to that extent. I'm hoping that happens.
We need belts.
New era, new belt, please.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I hear those belts are actually really fucking heavy too.
They are very heavy.
And like you can actually hurt someone with them for real.
You really could. I could clock someone in the face probably pretty hard with mine.
Yeah. Oh, you have one of the authentic replicas.
The World Heavyweight Championship one, yeah.
Damn, dude. How big is it? It's like the size of a monitor.
Massive. Yeah, it's like pretty massive, not gonna lie.
Man, dude, I remember when I was a kid and they used to walk out with I always thought the World Heavyweight Championship was the sickest belt. I was like, whoa. The WCW one as a kid. That one was one of my favorite ones, but I really liked the white Intercontinental Championship when it had the white strap. That was also one of my favorite ones. But anyway, so that was round 1 of WrestleMania. Night 2 starts
night
Night 2 starts at 4. I say round 1 because everybody who wrestled tonight, most people who wrestled tonight are going to have to wrestle again tonight. Yeah. Or last night are going to have to wrestle against us. Round 2 for those guys. But night 2 starts at what, 4 p.m. Delta PST. So if you want to watch it, be sure to tune into my Discord or Alex's, I guess, if you're a part of that.
Are we doing yours or Alex's one? What are we doing?
Yeah. It's going to be kind of hard to migrate everyone tonight, so I guess we're going to have to watch it in Alex's. But going forward, we're going to host it on mine going forward after that, I guess. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you, everybody. I will give the show an overall a B. I thought they didn't waste my time with stupid stuff. Oh, well, I mean, they gave me 2 SmackDown matches. But what was main event felt pretty main event. Some of those entrances were awesome. I'll give the overall show a B for night 1. What about you, Delta?
I would say about the same. Like, I'm not a B- of anything, because I felt like some of those matches, like I said, were kind of filler, and some of them didn't live up to the hype. So I would agree with that sentiment a bit the most. I thought they started strong and they finished strong, and in the middle was kind of a little too much filler, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
NXT was pretty good though for the most part on Stand and Deliver. Good stuff in there.
Damn, I gotta check that out. I'm gonna catch up on some of the Hall of Fame speeches I missed out on because I only got to
Yeah.
see the Paul Heyman one. I saw Undertaker come out, and then I saw The Rock's. But anyway, I think for night 2, I don't really have any predictions to give, and we're just gonna watch it, and then we're gonna give you the rundown.
Yeah, we already gave our predictions already. We're kind of repeating ourselves at that point.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode. We got another one coming for night 2, so be on the lookout for that. Delta, tell everybody bye-bye, and we'll have a good one.
Have a good one, everyone. Looking forward to you guys seeing y'all again for night 2's recap.
All right. Peace out. Bye-bye.